So, what was it last? We completed no with that chapter. Cell life process is over. Check what was the last topic. What was the last topic? Check. Hemodialysis हो गया? Hemodialysis हो गया? Yes, no? Done? Hemodialysis we had already finished. Did we complete some questions from that chapter?
Yes.
From the volume, did we complete some questions? From the volume, did we complete? I gave you certain questions. All of you, take out your volume. What happened?
Excretion in plants आपने उसे overview दिया था.
Overview ही है तुम्हारे syllabus में. उतना ही है. I'll tell you again. उसमें that's a very short concept that is vague. Now, first of all, tell me, did we solve some questions from that from the volume? I had marked certain questions and I had asked you to solve, right? Few questions from the one. Give your volume. One of you give your volume. One of you give your volume. Did you mark those questions?
Yes.
We had finished with these questions, all of you. If you see, I had given you questions to solve from page 158. I gave you questions to solve from 158. Did I give you? Check. 155. Did I give you? 155 page, 155 question 13. No? Okay, then tick these questions. Tick this set of questions that you will solve now. Come on, all of you, take out your volume. Page 155. Page 155. You have your volume. This is yours. Take out your volume, all of you. Give me one pencil. I'll take it. Page 155, question number 13. Page 155, question number 13. 156. Uh, 156, question 14. 156, question 14, 15, 16. 156. 156. ऊपर में देखो. 14, 15, 16. 157. 28. 157, 28. 158.
What question did you tell on 157?
158, 728. 158. 11. This answer I will give you. 11. 161. 161. Earlier you had already finished with question number 62.
Yes, yes. Yes, please.
This is your book. तो ये सारे आंसर्स कहाँ गए? और वॉल्यूम क्या क्लीन वापस सेल करने का आइडिया है इसको? क्या करोगे इसका? 62 I asked you to solve and now you will solve 71. 71. Complete karo. Start with question 158, 11 in your notebook first. Fast. Page 158, write on the first question 11A. किसने volume नहीं लाया? How many of you did not bring the volume? Raise your hands. Go back home. Take your bag. Go back home. एक इंस्ट्रक्शन जो फर्स्ट क्लास से देती जा रही हूँ बार बार बोल रही हूँ वो समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है. In what language do I speak that you understand? कौन से भाषा में बोलूँ अभी? Volume CBSE स्टूडेंट्स के लिए वॉल्यूम इज अ मस्ट दैट यू ब्रिंग टू द क्लास. वो तुम्हारे टेक्स्ट बुक में कुछ रखा ही नहीं है. वो टेक्स्ट बुक लेके मैं पढ़ाऊंगी नहीं कभी. टेक्स्ट बुक के सारे क्वेश्चंस यहाँ पे है. वो टॉपिक देख के फायदा नहीं है. So CBSE students don't rather bring your textbooks. वॉल्यूम लेके आओ क्लास में हमेशा. Show me all your golden faces जिन लोगों ने नहीं लाया वॉल्यूम. 1 and 2 and 3. हाँ तुम भी नेक्स्ट क्लास सच में घर भेज दूंगी. If you don't have the volume, don't bring your textbooks. Bring the volume to class. Clear है? Now come on, solve the questions. Rest you will do on your own. Let us complete number 11 together. 158. Question number 11A. लिखो question. Why do fishes die when taken out of water? Make it fast. Why do fishes die when taken out of water? What should the answer be?
Because the body cannot adjust to the large amount of
The content of oxygen. जितना content है.
And because their body is not suitable for the oxygen to
Fishes, when you take the fish out from the water and keep it on the land, will it be able to survive? What is the main reason?
because their body is not, they cannot adapt. The respiratory system is not so well developed. Like
It's
not so well developed.
कौन सा system?
Respiratory system.
हाँ, तो उसमें क्या कौन से word का mention होना बहुत जरूरी है?
Lungs and gills.
Gills. ठीक है. So now the answer is, why is the fish who is surviving in the water not able to survive on the land? Because the fish has respiratory structures known as gills, which can take in dissolved oxygen from the water. Is it that used to take in oxygen from the atmosphere like the lungs? No, it cannot. So though it has so much of oxygen, it is not able to survive. Right now? Why do fishes die when taken out of water? Write down the answer. Fishes have gills. Fishes have gills as their respiratory structures. Fishes have gills as their respiratory structures. Fishes have gills as their respiratory structures, comma, which can absorb dissolved oxygen, which can absorb dissolved oxygen from the water. Absorb dissolved oxygen, dissolved DET, dissolved oxygen from the water. Full stop. The fishes are not adapted. Fishes are not adapted. Fishes are not adapted to take in the atmospheric oxygen. Fishes are not adapted to take in the atmospheric oxygen, and hence they die out, due to oxygen deficiency. Hence they die out due to oxygen deficiency. Is this understood? Understood? Clear, no? Clear? Anybody has a doubt?
After class, under excretion.
This question has come under excretion, but it is actually a question of respiration. That has come under excretion, but I want you to do these questions. Remember, these are The category is a wrong category, but these questions we haven't done. Come to the next question. Leaves of a healthy potted plant when coated with Vaseline. Will this plant remain healthy for long? Give reasons to justify your answer. Read and tell me what the answer should be. Bolo Rajdeep, what it should be? Wait. तो कौन सा प्रोसेस नहीं हो पाएगा and what is the relation? Wait. Please come out of your habit of snatching words from somebody's mouth. You will be badly insulted somewhere. Be very, very decent in your behavior. Yes. Bolo. Read that question again, Rajdeep, and tell me what the answer is. You complete first. The question says, leaves of a healthy potted plant coated with Vaseline. Vaseline se coat karenge, then what is happening?
Vaseline is a thick layer that
हाँ ठीक है, उससे बंद हो जाएगा.
तो जो process है oxygen transpiration.
Now see the relation. Coated with Vaseline, will the plant remain healthy for long? Yes or no? No. तो दो रीजन लिखना है. क्या लिखेंगे? फर्स्ट रीजन क्या लिखेंगे? स्टोमाटा क्लोज है, तो स्टोमाटा क्लोज होने के साथ साथ which process is not happening? If photosynthesis. The first thing is photosynthesis you are supposed to write. अब photosynthesis के साथ स्टोमाटा का क्या relation? Diffusion of carbon dioxide is not happening. If diffusion of carbon dioxide is not happening, are the leaves able to carry out photosynthesis, prepare food? No. Also, if the Vaseline is closing the stomata, can the excess amount of water in the form of water vapor be released out? That also cannot happen. So you have to write only these 2 points there. Complete the question there. Let us write down the answer. Give reason to justify your answer. At least 2 reasons we'll have to write. Let us write down the answer. When the leaf surface is coated with Vaseline, stomatal openings, stomatal openings are blocked. Stomatal openings are blocked. Full stop. Inward diffusion of carbon dioxide. Inward diffusion of carbon dioxide into the leaf cells cannot take place, and the process of photosynthesis will also not occur. Process of photosynthesis will also not occur. Process of photosynthesis will also not occur. Next line. Next point you write. If the stomata are closed, loss of excess water in the form of water vapor, by transpiration cannot take place.
In the form of
Water vapor, loss of excess water in the form of water vapor by transpiration cannot take place, and this may result in bursting of the cells. This may result in bursting of the cells. Try to understand. The soil is well watered. Xylem water carry कर रहा है. The plant cells are getting bulged with water. But वो excess water निकल नहीं पा रहा है. The cells will start bursting out. Bursting out. B-U-R-S-T-I-N-G. Bursting out of cells. Last one, number C. I will take an oral test today and then we'll move on to the next chapter. So make it fast. Number C. Follow and answer bolo mujhe. If a plant is releasing carbon dioxide and taking in oxygen during the day, does it mean that there is no photosynthesis occurring? Give reason to your answer. अभी देखो ढूंढो कहाँ कहाँ वॉल्यूम है. You need this take. This is the last question. Take. What is the question? Did you read? हाँ समझ में आया?
Yes.
बोलो अभी.
So the question is saying that if a plant is releasing CO2 and taking in oxygen, taking in CO2 and releasing oxygen during the day, so does
उसने चश्मा उतार दिया ना पहले चश्मा पहनो. Read.
इस प्रोसेस करने वाला कि CO2 रिक्वायर्ड है हीट ट्रैप करने के लिए. मतलब तो बेसिकली नाइट CO2 release है.
The question says a plant is taking oxygen during the day and giving out carbon dioxide. The plant is taking in oxygen during the day, giving out carbon dioxide. So does this mean that during the day the process of photosynthesis is not happening? Yes or no? Is that the question?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Now, if I talk about any plant, normally we know, if this is a plant, I talk about the plant, normally we know carbon dioxide entering, oxygen going out. This is happening during the daytime. The question says, oxygen is entering, carbon dioxide is going out. The question is saying this, no, that oxygen is entering in and carbon dioxide is going out. In which process this happens? ये process ये कब होता है? Expiration.
Non-respiration.
बाहर फेंकूंगी सर. ये कौन सा प्रोसेस में होता है? वो पहले यार respiration में होता है. So plants undergo the process of respiration? Do plants undergo the process of respiration?
Yes.
Did we talk about respiration parallelly when I explained you photosynthesis? हाँ ना? What did I tell you? During the daytime, ये जो process है, it is at a bigger scale. During the daytime, and this is at a lower scale. But होता तो है ना? At night, this is at a higher scale, and this is at a lower scale. This is the only difference. आया समझ में? During the daytime, photosynthesis is the primary process happening in a plant. But photosynthesis releases oxygen. I told you this when I explained that the plant absorbs small amount of oxygen for the process of breakdown of the food. Plant utilizes small amount of oxygen. वैसे तो major amount of oxygen given into the atmosphere. A small amount of oxygen is absorbed by the plant itself for breaking down the food. Did I mention this? यही concept लिखना है. The plant is taking in oxygen during the day. अब अगर respiration हो रहा है तो obviously it is giving away carbon dioxide. So which process are we now to talk about in this answer? We have to say that the plants definitely take in oxygen during the day and give away carbon dioxide because the plants are constant. Simultaneously this is happening. So during the daytime the plants are breaking down glucose and releasing carbon dioxide. This process respiration majorly or it takes place at a much higher rate at night. But during the day, does not it happen? It happens, but at a lower rate it happens because photosynthesis is a major process at that time. Clear? आया समझ में? लिखो आंसर fast. Plants take in oxygen. Plants take in oxygen to break down glucose, into carbon dioxide and energy. Carbon dioxide and energy. This process, this process is known as respiration. This process is known as respiration, which takes place simultaneously with photosynthesis. During the daytime. I'm sorry, I mentioned day in the start. Which takes place simultaneously with photosynthesis. Full stop. At night, respiration is a major process in plants. At night, respiration is a major process in plants, and the rate of photosynthesis is slow.
Respiration is a major
Process at night. In plants, respiration is a major process at night, and rate of photosynthesis is slow. Understood what you are writing? So, if the plant is taking in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, does that mean that the plant is not undergoing photosynthesis? No, simultaneously photosynthesis हो रहा है, but respiration is happening at a lower rate, slow process it is. Why respiration is a slow process? Because most of the oxygen that the plant is producing is not absorbed by the plant. It's all given away. So there are many questions. We'll just take a short 5 minutes revision and then we go to the next chapter. Look into the review questions, all of you, page number 159. Look into the review questions, all of you, page 159. I will discuss few questions all of you are supposed to go through. As I read out those questions, each one of you are supposed to answer, try answering, and the others may take down the answers straight down in the volume and remember what we are discussing. I start from this side here. Start. Page 159. Page 159. Question number 3. I'm talking about review questions, nutrition. Question number 3. What is the primary source of energy of living organisms? Primary source of energy, what it should be? Primary source of energy for living organisms, what it should be? What it should be? Primary source of energy, organic food, glucose. Organic food, glucose. Next. What are the different modes of nutrition you have studied? Fast. What are the different modes of nutrition? Autotrophic. And next you have studied heterotrophic. What are the 3 types of heterotrophic you have studied?
Monozoic and parasitic.
I asked you 3 types of heterotrophic. What are those? Parasitic, saprophytic, holozoic. मैं रिवीजन नहीं करने वाली हूँ, तुमको रिवीजन करना है. 160. Go to page 160. Go to page 160. Question number 21. Next. Question number 21. Which carbohydrate is not digested by man? Cellulose. Very good. Cellulose. As I discussed this, it's not for her. For all of you, you know the answer. Very good. You don't know the answer, please write it down. Which carbohydrate not digested by man? It is cellulose. It is cellulose. Next, 31. Same page. 31. Where does digestion of fat take place in our body? In the small intestine. Small intestine. Don't write intestine because intestine, large intestine is also there. Small intestine. Small intestine. Number 33. Number 33. Next. What is the mode of nutrition in fungi? Saprophytic. Saprophytic. Next. Number 39. What is the main outcome of respiration? Outcome, product, carbon dioxide and energy, energy, energy. 40. What is fermentation? Good luck or bad luck, तुम्हारा? What is fermentation? याद नहीं है? एक महीना नहीं हुआ ये सब पढ़ के, तब तो 11 तक जब जाओगे तो बायोलॉजी का भी भूल जाओगे, हर एक सब्जेक्ट कैसे भूल जाओगे? What is fermentation next? हाँ?
Fermentation is that when a fungus लग जाता है.
फंगस
नहीं बहुत गलत है, बिल्कुल गलत है.
What is alcoholic fermentation? इडली के बैटर ये सब लिखने वाले हैं. What is fermentation? कौन बताएगा ना? यहाँ पे तो चॉइस देना पड़ रहा है. गर्ल्स देखो आंसर. What is fermentation? दिखाओ अपना चेहरा. What is fermentation? Glucose is broken down to ethanol, ethyl alcohol. What is fermentation? When glucose is getting broken down in the absence of oxygen to form ethanol or ethyl alcohol. Alcohol तो याद रखो, उतना तो याद रहता ही है. पढ़ाई के मामले में याद रखो, इन्हें गुड कॉज याद रखो, बाकी सब याद रहता है. जो हम बोलेंगे कि याद मत रखो वो ज्यादा याद रखोगे. Alcoholic fermentation. What is fermentation? Again, same. Which part of the root is involved in exchange of respiratory gases? 41. Fast. This is a 5-minute revision that I take in batches, and they answer like popcorns. एक करके and see they getting stuck. Root cells. Which part of the root is involved in exchange of gases? लिख के रखो answer. Root cells. Okay, next again 42 bolo. Unless and until you tell me, I'm not going to move on it. 42. Name 2 organisms which respire anaerobically. 2 organisms that respire anaerobically. Come on, fast. 2 organisms that respire anaerobically. चलो एक बोल दो. 1. Bacteria. Yes, bacteria. Next. Paramecium नहीं, fungus या तो bacteria.
41st alveolar.
कौन सा 41st? Which part of the alveolar? Roots में कहाँ से alveolar है? Roots में कहाँ पे alveolar है? Now next is name 2. Okay, now that is done. Next. Number 50, 160. Question number 50 next. Go front, tell me the answer. Which cells control the opening closing of stomata? Guard cells. Guard cells. Number 54. Next to, bolo. Two fluids present in our body. And blood and lymph. That's the easiest. Number 161. 55. Next. 150. Why? I'll come back to you. Wait. 3 options will go in 0. Okay, Tino, you could answer. Why is blood red in color? Because of hemoglobin. Come to the next one. Next. Why do veins have valves? Why do veins have valves? Sorry. Why do veins have valves? क्या ढूंढ रहे हो तुम? Why do veins? That's a common question. I think more than 10 times I told you this. Why do veins have valves? Swarit, you are going to get a very heavy dose one day from here. To prevent the backflow of blood. Very good. Next is number 60. Next. What is the part of the plant through which the water is lost in the form of water vapor? Part of the plant, water is lost in the form. Part of the plant leaf. Structures, openings, stomata. Come to the next one, 64. Rishabh, 64. Rishabh, Abhishek. What do you understand by translocation? What do you mean by translocation? What is it? By the way of flowing. By the way of flowing. Number 68. Next. Number 68. Largest artery? No. Largest artery is aorta. Largest artery is aorta. Next. Come to the next page. Come to the next page. Number 81. 81. 81. What is the answer first? Why does a piece of bread start tasting sweet after chewing? तो एमाइलेज क्या कर रहा है यहाँ पे? Salivary amylase is doing what job here? I had given the same concept. I had asked you also. I explained also when you take a spoon of rice. The same thing I explain always. When you take a spoon of rice in your mouth, it is tasteless. But after you chew it once, twice, you will see that, you will feel that there is a sweetness. Why? What has happened? Because starch. Because of salivary amylase, the starch is getting broken down to maltose. The starch is getting broken down to, what is the job of salivary amylase? Starch to maltose. So that is what is happening there. Last one more question. See there, same page 162. I think this number is 98 we have done, no, in the book? 98 we have done, no, in the notebook? Yes, I think we have done.
Yes.
Respiration is called energy. I think this thing's already done, no?
Yes, ma'am.
98. I have given you answers for all this. Okay, now here from there only tell me glucose is incomplete oxidized during anaerobic respiration. What is the reason? One line. Acha, tell me the answer for 96.
96.
Respiratory organ. Give me one characteristic of respiratory organ. Characteristic of respiratory organ. What it should be?
Large numbers of blood veins.
Capillaries and
Blood capillaries
and very thin
epithelial.
was made up of single layer of epithelial cells. इस तरह के क्वेश्चन जब आएगा पेपर में, how will you solve? You want to solve this type of questions in the paper?
Yes.
No, that is confidential. You have to answer 3 questions. मैं तुम लोगों को पूछ रही हूँ, इस तरह के जो क्वेश्चन पेपर में रहेगा, do you want to answer these questions or leave? इसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा?
Practice.
4 बार एक पार्टिकुलर टॉपिक को पढ़ना पड़ेगा. ये जो सारे क्वेश्चंस है, it is not only to fill up the book so that we can hand over the books to you. These are all questions that you have to go through from time to time. When I take this oral revision, you should be able to answer me, and rather in return ask another 2 doubts. When I am asking you questions, you all are hiding here, there. ये नहीं होना चाहिए. Please start reading. Start with the syllabus now. And I'm not only talking about biology. Biology is only a part of science. The entire subject you have to study well. So many other subjects you have to study. Start studying now. Otherwise, now that the chapter is over and still now this basic answers you are not able to give me, I'm not at all satisfied. किसका book था ये? The next chapter that we start today would be control and coordination. We start with control coordination.
In our school, actually, there are 3 chapters covered for biology, and one of them is life process, hereditary, and R environment. Yes, ma'am. Because of control. Yes, maybe you try majority of the
Other schools, this is which one? Ryan. Ryan, how many? Acha. So, and what about the other schools? Uddar, nothing started.
Life process is almost half.
PG life process is completed.
That's right. You also put that, no? Achha, the same. So now since most of you, otherwise I would have started with control coordination. If most of you now need heredity, then I have to start with heredity. What do you say?
Yes. Life process, hereditary, and
R environment is nothing to worry about.
Control and coordination.
R environment में self study देने वाली हूँ. वो मैं पढ़ाती नहीं हूँ generally in any batch. I give you self study, जो doubt है पूछ लो. R environment को पढ़ाने का चीज है कोई? I will take only one lecture on that chapter. You are supposed to read and come.
yes.
Read and come so that when I explain, I discuss, you are able to understand. Blank नहीं बैठो class. So should we start with heredity then?
Yes.
What do you say, others? Other schools, yours is Poddar, yours is Reliance, yours is Orchids. What about you all? Life process not completed, no? Then did they say any chapter? They're going to start that. When exams for you? 3rd July. July, this is June now, 1 month. What about
29th July.
29th July. Acha. I'll do then, since most of you are from Ryan. What about absent? Anybody absent from other schools? Absent? What I do is, since most of you are from Ryan, what I do is I start with heredity. Heredity, if you understand, when I explain you do all your merrymaking, इसमें मैं खाली 2 बार explain करूँगी. हर एक टॉपिक 2 बार, उससे ज़्यादा मैं explain ही नहीं करने वाली. सुनो मत समझो. I'm not. This batch, the major problem is you all don't concentrate. सुनते नहीं हो, that's the reason you are not understanding. दूसरे batches में when I take this type of revision, 5 मिनट में आराम से मैं 20 questions तो आराम से ही हो जाता है. 20, 25, 30 questions आराम से. And here I could not proceed with 15 questions also. Most of you are not attentive in the class. That's a major problem with this batch. Agree or not agree? अभी आज ही मालूम करने मैम के हाँ में हाँ क्यों मिलाया तुमने? Please understand why are you here again? Start studying. It's already late. This first chapter, life process, maximum weightage, and it's the longest chapter. We are already done with this. Now that the chapters are almost 1/4 or half of life processes, all the rest chapters. Two major chapters to understand in biology is heredity and control coordination. और कुछ है ही नहीं समझने का. It's only these two chapters. Heredity थोड़ा बहुत समझना है, control coordination थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ना है. That's it. Life processes is the major chapter that you have to study. 4 parts of the chapter उसमें से ही ज़्यादातर सब questions आए.
हम वो
कौन सा?
और
हाँ, reproduction एक है. हाँ. So अभी when I talk about reproduction एक major chapter है, control coordination है, and this chapter heredity absolutely new for you. So when I start, see that you understand, see that you listen. When you listen, then you will have doubts, then you will clarify. हाँ बोलो.
to maintain parts of the maintaining the dialysis solution.
What did I explain you from the tube? The blood is running in the tube. From the tube, urea, uric acid, creatinine is diffusing out and getting dissolved into the dialyzing solution outside. So इसमें यही चीज हो रहा है. Remember I had explained you with the figure that the dialyzing solution is drained out and changed from time to time ताकि dialyzing solution में urea concentration tube से ज़्यादा ना हो. Is a sodium chloride solution जो ये वाले चेंबर में है ट्यूब के बाहर. एक चेंबर दिख रहा है, इसका पूरा चेंबर है. इस चेंबर में वो डायलाइसिस सॉल्यूशन रहता है एंड देयर इज सिस्टम ऑफ ट्यूब. ट्यूब से यूरिया डिफ्यूज होकर उसमें डिसॉल्व होता है. दैट इज डायलिसिस. Identify the two components. Transportation, that help in transportation is seed tube and companion cells. They help in transportation. Down to that chapter, heredity, all of this. Assertion, what is it? Assertion, what are the same nitrogen present? Essential elements of the plant growth and taken out of the plant which source of this is one question. Hydrochloric acid helps in the digestion of food in the stomach. Hydrochloric acid creates an acidity of the acidic media to activate protein digesting enzymes. So here this assertion hydrochloric acid helps in the digestion of protein. That is also indirectly correct. So it directly is not digesting protein, but it helps in the digestion. Number 7. In living organisms, which of the following products are not formed? Products not formed are carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Not formed. Carbon dioxide and water also form. Lactic acid and lactic acid and are not formed. Lactic acid and नहीं it is not available. Lactic acid not a noise, absolutely. Take out your book, turn to heredity and read the first page. This is a question about oxygen is absent, meaning during anaerobic respiration, which are the components not formed? Not formed. Not formed, carbon dioxide and water formed. Lactic acid and alcohol. Lactic acid and alcohol not formed together. Carbon dioxide and alcohol formed. Carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Lactic acid and carbon dioxide not formed. There must be different atoms. It's not possible for these combinations. Lactic acid and alcohol is lactic acid and alcohol, they are never formed together. Never formed together. Lactic acid and alcohol never formed together. Carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Both these options here, they are saying absence of oxygen, which are the components not formed. तो ये फर्स्ट ऑप्शन में ट्रू है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और वाटर फॉर्म दिस ऑप्शन इज नॉट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड alcohol is never formed together it is also never formed together if it is lactic acid and water you can make it lactic acid and water free option lactic acid and water lactic acid के साथ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कभी नहीं है. Now we start with heredity. What are we studying in this chapter? We are going to study how the process of transfer of characters from parents to generations or parents to offspring take place. Here we are going to, now that I explained, स्माइलिंग फेस मुझे बिल्कुल भी नहीं पसंद व्हेन आई एम टीचिंग और स्पेशली एक दूसरे को देख के जो प्यार उभर आता दैट इज व्हाट आई हेट लाइक exactly try understanding what I am talking, what I am speaking. Immediately when I ask a question you should be able to answer. What is the concept of heredity? What are we studying here? Heredity is a concept that talks about majorly how from parents to offspring. What is the meaning of offsprings that we understand? Next generation. Parents, offsprings, and certain characters which pass on from one generation to another. This is what we will talk about as traits, characteristics. Traits are passing on from one generation to another by certain processes of cell division by the way of chromosomes. So now this is what we are trying to understand in this concept of heredity. What is heredity and what is the meaning of inheritance? When we are talking about heredity and inheritance, the difference between these two words is heredity or and with relation to heredity, one more word we understand is genetics. What is genetics? What is the concept of genetics? Genetics is actually a branch of science. It is absolutely a branch of science which deals with the study of genes and characteristics. Then what is the meaning of inheritance? What is the meaning of heredity? Heredity, I can also say that heredity itself also talks about inheritance of traits from one generation to another. In this aspect, we are going to talk about this word offsprings, meaning every time the next and the next and the next generations. To talk about this, the first reference we'll have to start with is, I talk about a cell, already you know this. I talk about a cell, the cell has got fine thread-like structures and these fine thread-like structures are known as chromatin threads or the chromatin fibers. Chromatin threads or chromatin fibers. So how would I draw the chromatin thread or the chromatin fiber? Very long, thin thread-like structures present in the nucleus of a cell.
क्रोमोसोम्स के अदर
सुनो ना
सेम ही है
सुनो भाई सुनो और बीच में कोई कुछ पूछेगा ही नहीं Now, when we are talking about this fine, long, thread-like structures, I would say that these fine, long, thread-like structure is present in a newly formed cell. Is present in a newly formed cell. So I would draw something like this. That this is a cell जिसके अंदर large number of chromatin fibers है. These chromatin fibers undergo extensive coiling. इसको condensation भी बोलते हैं, condensation or coiling. And if they undergo the process of condensation and coiling, they result in the formation of a structure something like this. And this is what we are talking about chromosome. तो chromosome कौन से वाले cells में रहता है? Chromosomes are present in a mature cell. How do I draw? I would draw in a mature cell, the hereditary structures are in the form of chromosome. तो अब chromatin and chromosome दो अलग structures है कि same ही है? Same ही है. Only the fine long thread like structure को जब एकदम wind कर दिया तो इतना लंबा सा thread एकदम छोटा सा बन गया. Now it is looking broad and no quite thick. It appears thick, broad, and now this is what is chromosome. तो अगर ये thread condense होके ये thread बना है, इसका composition same होना चाहिए कि different होना चाहिए? Same होगा. तो composition क्या रहेगी? We are going to learn the next day. Composition क्या रहेगा? Double stranded helical structure, ribbon like structure जिसको DNA बोलेंगे. And what is this? DNA. What is the full form क्या है? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Now ये आंसर ढूंढ के लाओ. When we talk about the length of the DNA in one chromosome and the diameter of the nucleus, ये जो diameter रहता है nucleus का much lesser than 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter से भी बहुत कम रहता है. And what is the length of the entire DNA in a chromosome? Almost about 2 meters. So 2 meter का length एक 1 millimeter से भी कम space के अंदर, how does it fit in? We have only one chromosome.
No.
One chromosome. 23. So now we have got 46 ऐसे 2 meter वाला chromosomes. So this much length to fit in inside this space, which is much lesser than 1 millimeter. How is it possible? We'll start condensation. Yes, we'll continue again from this. The next class.
NEPS.
ये क्लासरूम में नहीं है.
मुझे कॉल किया था.
वापस बाहर नहीं आना.
अब आगे आ जाएगा.